Bonjour, comment ça va? Salam, कैसे हैं आप? ¿Cómo está kana? Hello, how are you? Through just a few simple words, I was able to connect with all of you in the room. But for some of you, I was able to resonate a little bit more. We were able to connect through multiple linguistic channels. Part of that connection produces a sense of recognition, representation, and belonging. What happens the moment we are in a country where we do not speak the language? Or we are out and we hear people conversing in a language we do not understand. Immediately, for some, there's a sense of discomfort when we do not understand. This is a great illustration of what language means to us as individuals and how it lies at the heart of who we are. When we consider the concept of Lagom, the state of just enough, where we have achieved that coveted space of equilibrium, how do we translate that in the context of identity? Well, today I'm going to focus on the realm of language and how finding balance within our multilingual selves can help us achieve a sense of personal Lagom. I was raised multilingual in Pakistan, learning Urdu and English at home and being exposed to Punjabi from the environment. When I moved to Canada and our daughter was born here, I realized that I needed to teach her Urdu myself since there was no support through family, school, or the community. In fact, it is because of my daughter that I started my blog, Super Urdu Mom. On my blog, I share resources for parents to pass on Urdu to their children in loving ways and raise them bilingual. My daughter and I do a live Urdu story time every Saturday morning from here in Calgary that is watched by thousands around the world. Here you'll see an example of my daughter and I talking about different emotions in both Urdu and English.
वर्ड्स देखेंगे, ठीक है ना, और हम उन फीलिंग्स को आपको डिस्क्राइब करेंगे, ठीक है ना. ये क्या है? फ्राइटेंड, डरा हुआ. डरते कैसे हैं? और सेफ, महफूज. महफूज कैसे होता है? महफूज, ठीक है. तो ये कभी आप डरा हुआ महसूस करते हैं और कभी आप महफूज फील करते हैं, है ना. ये क्या है? सिली. कभी आपका दिल चाहता है कि आप मजे से मस्ती करें, है ना. और सीरियस, कभी आप बिल्कुल क्या चाहते हैं? संजीदा. सीरियस को कहते हैं.
So what does research say about the benefits of multilingualism? Besides the obvious advantages of knowing your mother tongue, such as connection to family and culture, research now shows that there are many cognitive benefits of being bilingual, such as being better at problem solving, more advanced planning skills, and the delayed onset of diseases such as dementia. The value of multilingualism enables its speakers to be creative, problem solvers, cognitively and socially agile, empathetic, and self-aware. The connection between language and culture cannot be discounted. In fact, I strongly believe that language is the gateway to culture. By maintaining one's mother tongue, particularly for first and second generation immigrants, this communication channel provides a gateway into one's history, literature, traditions, and connection with other community members who speak the language. Remember, language is personal. Language is emotional, and this is why language forms such a deep part of our identity. There is a risk of losing one's identity when later generations are not passed on the mother tongue under the pretense of blending in. Loss of identity, though, is not the only risk we face. Almost half of the world's 7,000 languages are expected to die out by the end of the century, as one language dies every 14 days. There are many ways to teach your children your mother tongue, and the home is the most conducive environment. Some parents go an informal way through stories and poems at home, Others take a more formal route through language classes over the weekend or enrolling their children in a bilingual immersion program, if they're lucky to have one close by. As if all these benefits were not enough, multilingual speakers have yet another critical skill at their fingertips, called code switching. It allows them to alternate between 2 or more languages or ways of speaking in a conversation. I have seen this in practice, as my daughter calls me Ammi at home, and while talking to the neighbors in English, refers to me as Mommy. Code switching can be attributed to the different social values that languages have, particularly here in North America. For example, one may choose to speak English in a certain setting to be perceived in a certain way, and choose to speak another language in another setting. Code switching and using multiple languages also reflects the emotional value we have for different languages. All immigrant children are well aware of how their parents always switch to the mother tongue in highly critical times, especially when scolding. Multilingual speakers are able to think in one language and speak in another. They're able to pick and choose which language to express their ideas in. They can be listening to poetry in one language and appreciate it in another. Despite the scrutiny that exists today in using multiple languages, it is critical to note that it is due to the skills of the multilingual speakers and code switching that we have the richness that we do in languages around the world, including English. Urdu language too has provided many words to the English language. These words made their way into the English language during the days of the British Raj in the South Asian subcontinent. For example, the English word kamarband is derived from the Urdu word kamarband. Veranda from baranda. Shampoo from champu. Typhoon from tufan. Bungalow from bangla. And pajamas from pajama. Other words have been taken from the Urdu language in their actual form, such as jungle, haki, lute, and guru. As we spread across the world, we bring ourselves, our various talents, our recipes, our stories, and languages to the new country. And just as these balanced suitcases have traveled around the world and have carried much in them, multilingual speakers also bring much to society and can find balance in maintaining their identity, ultimately enriching the community around them as they find Lagom in their quest for identity versus integration. If you are a multilingual speaker, be sure to pass on the gift of identity through language to your children. Merci, arigato, thank you, shukriya.